Continue. Creatively driven, focused on results. Digital marketing agency.
Hello, this is Natalia Scarberry from Continue at Inbound in Boston, Massachusetts. And this is the last day of Inbound, and this is one of the top digital marketing conferences out there. And I just finished a session with a strategic director from AI open source from ChatGPT, essentially. And it was a super fascinating session. In general, everybody is talking about how just one second. Let me see if we have a live here. So, um, uh, so everybody is talking about how AI could be very dangerous and like how it's essentially taking over a lot of people's jobs and how it's completely changing everything. And it's true. I feel like we all been using AI in one way or another. It's been implemented everywhere, but there's I think also there's different way to look at that. And I just saw the session where it's actually there was a lot of interesting tools from the director of strategic marketing at the OpenAI was just unveiled. So I have not tested them, most of them, because they just been pretty much just showcased to us, and I cannot wait to see what that will unveil. But it's let me just kind of go over that. So essentially, based on the research, about 30% of the marketers are of 30% of all the users of ChatGPT are marketers. And here's the several different ways how right now that could be used. And most of the people actually using for like writing copies and getting the ideas, but there is more structure to that. And I think that some tools are extremely helpful. So obviously research, I mean, there's some issues with research because the data is not so much reliance. That's where you actually need a real professionals, real data analytics analysis, so they could look into that and and see whether it's appropriate data or not. um, and then data analytics, you can pull the data and you can structure data, you can com, com, compartmentalize that. um, Automation, content creation, not so much. I would say in the video space, as so far we've seen. I mean, there's some examples that were shown us today with that are pretty amazing, but and then thinking. So starting out with research, like it would right now, you can go and actually do some extensive research on that, on the data has been given. An example that Wayne was showing to us is, let's say somebody is looking for a particular conference, let's say on something medical somewhere, and then you can go in to see when, how to apply it. Just kind of in the matter of seconds, essentially takes you right to that structurized mode. So that's pretty exciting. Then also another thing about data. So essentially, you can take, and I honestly I didn't know that, but you can take the reporting and marketing reporting and all the like Google Analytics data or just graphs that you have, and we personally go manually through like pages and pages and pages of our data analytics reports for our clients. And we love that, we rely on that heavily. And you can actually upload it into the OpenAI and received a lot of different summation based on that data. So that's incredible. And I this one feature that I cannot wait. I know it's a mid of the month, and we have some clients that we have reports ready by the mid of the month, and some by the end of the month. And I cannot wait to try out those things. So essentially, you can upload the graphs, the uh, with all the graphs or um, just the reporting that you have, and essentially ask any question, and it will be able to categorize on optimization, on like cost per click, on cost per mile, on all sorts of data that you're looking for. So that's fascinating. Another one is content creation, and I feel like this area is just getting better and better, but it also can really rely heavy, and it is relying heavily on research, so it's also available on your fingertips. And I think in the connection with a pretty solid content creation crew, that would actually give a pretty nice end product, because you can essentially use it as a very vast library. And then another thing is automation. So it's the way how you can ask OpenAI to automate things. First of all, it goes into, it has a lot of things that are stored from the lead forms. And for us as marketers, we whether it's lead forms coming from the websites or from social media, there's a lot of data on that. And essentially you can model it in a way that you can store that data from your client, so it will be super personalized, so you can rely on that. So it's super specific data, and you can pull that information from there. And then another thing, coding. So how sometimes you're trying to, and I know we build websites, and we build websites with clear code as well, and we try to, sometimes there's some issues, or we're trying to optimize something. So the beauty of it that you can actually pull any code or any piece for coding and ask them what is the problem, what is the best solution, and so forth. So that's also incredible. Like, we really would like to try it out. And last but not least is the thinking category. So it's where essentially it's you can, like, after looking at all this data, it's almost like this is your kind of a brainstorming body. So it's like, what do you think that we should do with that, what the best. And I mean, you'll have to, and it's best when you have a team of professionals who know their stuff, who can judge whether it's good or bad, because at this point it's good, but a lot of times it gives a lot of issues. But yeah, it can actually help identify some interesting new problems or solutions. And so that is it. I will put together a summary, and I will send all those. I'll post those videos, once again, and also I'll actually summarize everything, because in general, this conference was incredible in the sense that I overall, like, to just kind of finishing everything up, I would say that the biggest takeaway from it was, I feel like how people were in the beginning of the 90s, after the computer, I mean, after the internet was kind of starting to come out. I feel like right now it's almost the same, and there's something new. I mean, with AI, that is changing completely everything, and marketing particularly, and a huge push on the authenticity and the human voice and humanity. So it's a lot of warnings, a lot of questions, a lot of like uncertainty, but I think it's a brilliant time right now to be in, and to tap into this whole new world. So it was very nice to seeing everybody, and if you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Continue. Creatively driven. Focused on results. Digital marketing agency.